Hello, this video is to go over sourcing within PeopleSoft and specifically sourcing items when the vendor has changed, when the primary supplier has changed. This is in preparation for our Medline distribution go live, but it's a good educational video as well. So the item numbers that we're going to be focusing on are 002167. On that item, the primary vendor is Owens & Minor. The secondary vendor is Henry Schein. 084995, with the primary vendor being Owens & Minor, the secondary vendor being Medline. And 087970, with the primary vendor being Medline and the secondary vendor being Owens & Minor. So within eProcurement, I already have all of these items set up on my favorites list, similar to how our end users are likely going to have them set up. I have 002167 set to source from Henry Schein within my favorites list, 084995 set to source from Owens & Minor, and 087970 set to source from Owens & Minor. So if I go in and order these items now, add them to my cart and check out. And go in and look at Sourcing Workbench. And actually, it's requisition selection that we would like to look at. If I come in here and look, you'll see those 3 items that I just ordered, and you'll see that they're set to source right here exactly from the vendors that I specified, or the vendors that my favorites list specified. So I'm not going to click on anything, and I'm just going to run sourcing just like it would run at whatever time it's scheduled to run at your site. But I'm going to manually run it, so you can pretty much just ignore this portion unless you're interested in doing it. I know I already have this all set up correctly. Actually, I did not have it all set up correctly. So what will happen if we just let sourcing run without doing any changes is that all of these items are going to source to that priority 1 vendor. So what we should see once this process is complete is that instead of going to Henry Schein, item number 002167 is actually going to go to Owens & Minor. And then item 087970, instead of sourcing to Owens & Minor, will source to Medline. And then item 084995 we had set to source to Owens, so that one will go straight to Owens anyway. So my sourcing has completed. If I go in to find existing value and search for POs created today, I may have gone in a little bit too fast. Well, maybe there was something wrong with my sourcing. So I can go into requisition selection and see if these guys are still hanging out in here. Oh, they are. I may have ran the wrong PO. Auto source. Approved, staged, options, expand all. Sorry, I have 2 run controls set up for different scenarios, so they get a little bit fuzzy. So when we move to Medline as our primary distributor, we will be doing an automatic update of all or most PeopleSoft numbers that are built to Owens & Minor, and that will automatically move Medline to a priority 1 vendor. We'll see kind of what that looks like with the favorites list and all that sort of stuff as soon as we get through this process. Okay, well, that's probably close enough. I'm going to add update POs. Okay, so here's our POs that just auto-sourced. Again, you'll see that item number 087970 sourced to Medline, even though in auto-sourcing and on my favorites list it was set to go to Owens & Minor. That's because Medline is listed as a priority 1 vendor. And then again, items 002167 in my favorites list, that's built to Henry Schein. You can see here that that's sourced to Owens & Minor because Owens & Minor is listed as a priority 1 vendor. So that's what happens if you do no manipulation of your sourcing. The items go to the primary vendor on the thing. No matter how the user's favorites list is set up, if you don't make any changes, they will flow to that item. So I'm going to cancel both of these. I'm not going to resource them to the rec. And then we're going to run through this again and see what it looks like when we actually do go through and make changes on auto sourcing. So I'm going to order those same 3 items. And then I'm going to go into requisition selection. And okay, here's those 3 items. Now, if you recall, 084995 and 0787970 are set up to Medline. One set up with Medline as a priority 1 vendor, and one is set up with Medline as the priority 2 vendor. That doesn't really matter. If I come in here and change this to Medline, and then select these, I can click on staging information, and I can stage this to the PO ID that I've already reserved. Okay, if I click on source, of course that item's gone. Now if I want to send Henry Schein over, I can click on save. So now these items are all going to be in the sourcing workbench. So if I come over here to the sourcing workbench, and go to stage status staged, I can see these items. I don't know what's going on with that one because I haven't done anything with it. Okay, so now it's hanging out in here. Then we'll go in and run auto sourcing again. So we'll come over here and obsessively click refresh. Now, what will happen since I've actually staged those is that regardless of what the priority is on those 2 items, they will source to the Medline PO that I assign them to. just have to obsessively hit refresh. There we go. And again, that's the process that automatically, what I was just running was the process that automatically runs at whatever time is respected from your site. So you remember, I moved one item over to the sourcing workbench without assigning it to a number, just by clicking on the box and clicking save. That's that item from Henry Schein that's listed right here. So now it's sourced from Henry Schein in the right unit of measure that I actually have built on my requisition. The other two items are now on a Medline PO, even though this item has Owens & Minor as a priority 1. So that is a process that you'll need to follow once we go live with distribution, is all the items that are listed in requisition selection will need to be changed under Owens & Minor, will need to be changed to Medline. There are a few exceptions to that, mainly the packs that we will continue to get from Owens & Minor for a small period of time. Most of those don't go through a requisition, but regardless, those items you wouldn't want to change. Most other items, the majority of the items, you will want to change to Medline and have them sourced to Medline. And if you follow those directions, you'll see here that it ends up going to that Medline PO instead of to an Owens & Minor PO. Please feel free to email me if you have any additional questions through this transition, or if you're watching this video at a later date and need any additional clarification.